Well, hey there, family, and welcome back to our Old Gods of Appalachia TTRPG story, Our Family Tithes, a story about the Connor family of Williams Prospect. So let's go round and meet our Connors, starting with my lovely partner, Avery.
Well, hey there, family. It's me again, Avery, at Avery DuBois on all the social media platforms. I style myself as something of an internet personality. I'm also the partnerships manager right here on the Rolling Nomads. So if you have any inclination that you may like to work with us or you like the things we do and you maybe want to sponsor something that we do, I'm the person you'll talk to. So send us an email. And this evening, I'll be playing Holden Connor, a vengeful protector who becomes the beast.
Now our second oldest Connor, Ramos.
Hello everyone, my name is Gil Ramos, aka at Ramos the Nomad everywhere on the social medias. I am the CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads. I'm very happy to be here, and tonight I will be playing David Miller, the shifty speaker who applies himself.
Luna.
Hello, hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on all the social medias, including on Twitch where I stream. I'm the social media manager here at the Rolling Nomads, so all those posts that go out, that's me. But tonight, I will be playing one Ramona Connor, or Beverly Brandt, whichever you prefer. An uppity speaker who makes a high, lonesome sound.
Our second to youngest Connor, Rachel.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. I am the production coordinator here on the Rolling Nomads. And tonight, I am going to be playing Millie Connor, the creative explorer who would rather be reading.
See what you do with that book once you find it. And our youngest Connor, Brissa.
Hey y'all. All over the social medias, I am the Rissa Rave. You can find me pretty much everywhere. But tonight I will be playing Nethera Nanny Connor, the cursed sage who delves into darkness.
And we'll see how deep you delve. Now with that, does anyone want to give the recap for that sweet, sweet XP? Or shall I do it?
I'm a slut for XP. This is going to be very congested and very fever driven, alright? So I hope you all are ready. Last we left with our family. We strangely enough had gathered after dealing with the cat, this strange creature that was on the outskirts of one of the barriers. We didn't really acknowledge that. That's not what we really do here in the Connor family. Instead, we all went to sleep. We all dreamt a little dream. We all had our own little experience, and everyone had their own little shit show. I won't delve any further into that. That'll be go watch the episode. We woke up one by one with a moonshine hangover, which if you've ever had, it's a fucking nightmare. And gathered around the table, had some breakfast, had an argument, as is the Connor way. We really discussed kind of what was going to be done next. We were waiting on, I believe we were waiting on what exactly we were going to go do with the body, correct?
Correct. You were waiting on the doctor.
Yeah. He came by and asked basically asked Holden what was going to be done. We weren't going to bury Nanny in a church or anything like that, or in the church cemetery. It wasn't really her way. So instead, we're gonna do it the Connor family way and deal with it on our own. Yeah. So Lord knows how that's gonna go. But first, we need to head into town and get all our chores and stuff taken care of. So that's where we're headed now. Now again, I'm sure I missed a lot of detail, but you know what that means. Go back and watch the episode. This has been David Miller, Congested.
Congested David Miller. Indeed. You buried your grandmother. and you got to meet one of the individuals to which she had made a promise. Now, the individual she had made a promise to, you never learned their name, but you did learn the name of the little ghostly child, Quentin, who talked about a promise that Belinda of the Crick had made, to which Natty swore. So we head back to Belinda Connor's house, where you all grew up, and we see a large mule. Because Harry's been there forever, and Harry has never understood why anyone would say something is wrong with any of his children. Everything's as it should be. All of his girls' grandbabies are home, and that means that things are right. He does miss his girl, though. They'd been together since she'd unhitched him from that coal cart so long ago. Her small hands taking the iron bit out of his mouth, telling him that they were going to get out of there together and they would never go back. And they didn't. Harry had carried her all the way home, and he'd carried her farther still. Now, Harry has many complaints, but his girl gave him a good life. She was his best friend. She told him everything, all of her complaints, her worries, and he understood. He'd sit there and listen to her for a few ear scritches and a little nibble of whatever she had brought him. And he'd make sure she knew she was okay. And she did the best she could. Now she's a little too far for him to let her know that. So now it's just him and his kids. And they have a long way to go. But not so long before this time of dandelions and freedom comes to an end. So he's going to keep an eye on them, watching as they get their things together to head back into town. And he'll wait. And once he sees them leave, he'll start to nibble at that latch on his stall so he can go eat his dandelions while he waits to see if they need him. And this is where we are, at the Connor family home, as Beverly makes her way towards the truck.
Yeah, Beverly's done with this conversation. Too many emotions. Too much talking about deals. No thank you. I'm getting in the truck.
So, the four of you watch as Beverly climbs into the truck and waits.
Well, we shouldn't just leave her out there alone. We should probably just go ahead and. I mean, we had to go into town anyways. At least I had stuff I need to do too.
Let her see how long it. Let's see how long it takes her to figure out that truck ain't going nowhere.
Oh, there's
What the
something
heck?
wrong with it.
What the hell did you do to the truck?
Well, first off, it's my fucking truck, and I'll do what I like with it.
Including make it non-operable?
I just need to go and get a radiator and put a new radiator in.
Yeah, how long has that been broken?
Since the night Nanny died. Haven't really had time to go and get it fixed.
Yeah.
Were we even able to get into town then?
You got 2 feet, ain't you? Or you forgot how to use them in that big old city of yours where there's buses and trains and shit.
Bailey, Come with me. Before we go, I got something to give you.
Okay.
Bev, get out of the truck. Shit's broke.
What? Who broke the damn truck?
Holden.
Again, it's my fucking truck, and I'll do with it what I like,
Including break it.
including break it if I damn well please.
Fucking Holden. And she'll get out of the truck.
First
Yeah,
off,
we're
it was
hoofing it.
Pappy Williams' truck.
I'm gonna
And
take
Beverly.
Millie into the room.
Okay, we have Millie and Natty going into the room, but Beverly, as you get out of the truck and kind of walk around the front, there is a huge dent. It is caved in, and now that you're standing outside of it, you can kind of smell that cloying chemical smell. That means the radiator probably is leaking.
Well, shit. How'd this happen?
What now?
This happened. She'll gesture at the truck.
Coming home from work, and well, Harry was out of the pen, and one met the other, and the truck lost.
You hit Harry?
Yeah.
Would
He's
he get
fine.
checked out?
Look at him. Look at that raggedy old bastard and tell me there's something wrong with him.
He
You
was
can
hit
see
by a
Harry.
truck.
Go over there and check him out then.
I'll go check Harry.
You see that Harry is standing there. He definitely was fiddling with the latch before he heard his name. And he brays. And
Yeah.
goes about his pen, acting like he wasn't doing anything.
You alright? They didn't check you out, nothing, huh?
So yeah, Harry lifts his head over the fence, shoves his face into your chest. He has to lean down. Harry's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, against all odds, you're alright. You'll be here when we're all dead and gone.
Kind of chuffs at you.
I don't want to hear it.
He
Starts-
always thinks I'm telling tales. Ramona, I don't understand.
Well, I mean, I would have gotten Harry checked out. Just to be sure. I guess there wasn't any
He's the
time,
toughest
though.
son of a cuss this side of Boston.
He's an old mule. You don't know how many times he can be hit by a truck and go walk it off.
I wouldn't even call him a mule anymore. Whatever he is, being a mule is somewhere behind it in the chain of growth.
He brays again.
See? He understands. He has become something else by this point.
Alright, well let's get everybody together and get to walking into town, I suppose. Where'd Nanny and Millie go?
In the house. I assume you both remember the way.
How could
Yeah.
I forget?
Inside the house, in your grandmother's room, everything is still as you left it, except for now that the bed has an indent where she was laying. The closet door
Daddy.
open. And the hope chest sitting open.
Natty briefly goes over and just puts 2 fingers on that indent in the bed. And then we'll turn to the hope chest and start raffling through. And there's a lot of papers in there that she's kind of piling together as she reaches in for some other items. And then she stands up and she hands you a book. Granny had this for you.
Me? What is it? She's gonna take the book and give it a once over.
Millie, what you see, it's a slim hand-bound book. It's got gold filigree all over the front. There is a small lock on it in the shape of a heart.
It's beautiful. Sorry, it's still hard to believe that she's
Yeah.
gone. But this thing's locked. Did it come with a key?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna fiddle with the lock to see if it'll just pop open. Maybe it's a fake lock.
That thing is sturdy. For looking so delicate, Millie, it doesn't budge.
There's a
How
look.
hard do you start to mess with this lock?
A little bit hard, but then she's gonna say, and I think Natty, you'll see that same inquisitive spark in her eyes as she kneels down and pulls out a lock picking set. Gonna say, "I've just a thing. Maybe I've been practicing more in my spare time. Maybe I can finally get this open."
You practicing to be a thief, Nanny Connor? She says that, but there's like a little smirk on her face. It's not like condemning at all.
She's looking up to you then at that, and it's like that. She's just like, and it's like, but like her cheeks are fully flushed now, and she's like, nothing of the sort. Just you never know when you might have an obstacle in your way that may require something along these lines. Anyhow, and she's gonna try to pick the lock. Very hard.
Okay. Roll me might. Now, Natty, the other paperwork in there, there's official looking documents, letters, and a map.
She is gonna take the map for sure and put it in her bag. She knows a certain surveyor that might find it useful. So, but those official looking documents, I think that's something she'd want to look at with the entire family. So she leaves that in the chest, for all of them to look over together.
Do you roll a 1?
I rolled a 14.
All I needed to know is if you rolled a 1. So, Millie, as you go to pick this lock, it's not budging. And you start to get frustrated because you've been practicing. And practical application after study should do something, and the lockpick jams into your thumb,
Dang it!
spilling blood into the lock. And it pops open.
What in the...
It's so only you can open it, Millie.
Maybe I jostled it. I can't. But
A cat came up to the house and started talking, and we saw a ghost boy, collection of ghost boys at the graveside. At some point, you're just gonna have to understand that this is reality. Our reality, at least.
Yeah. It's. I guess she's just gonna like. Her head's starting to spin a little bit with this.
Blood.
Yeah, no, she does not like the sight of her own blood. She can see blood, just not her own. And she's starting to get a little palate in the face, and a little swaying, and she's gonna just put her thumb in her mouth, and then flip the book open.
It's blank, Millie. It's odd, though. As you look at that first page, it looks like it's been written over again and again and again. But there's no words.
That's strange. And she's gonna, I mean, her dominant hand is the one that got cut.
Okay.
She's going to grip one of the pages and let that thumb touch the page, and as she tries to turn it,
And we'll see if it's a 1.
yeah.
How'd we do? How'd we do? How'd you roll?
Did you roll a 1? Did you roll a 1?
Yes, storytelling.
Oh shit.
Ooh, this is exciting. All right, so hold that thought as the other 3 Connors head into the house. Now, David, I have an important question.
Yes.
You had left that telegram on the table, and it sits there, along with the remainder of the supplies that are in the box that got delivered. Do you grab it?
Absolutely. There's too many prying eyes in this house. You better just leave it lying about.
Do you open it or just slip it into a pocket?
Do I have any privacy?
What are our other 2 Connors doing?
I feel like Ramona is just going on about the truck and Harry and how now I have to walk and it's fucking cold out here, and I imagine that Holden is not here for it.
Holden is being Holden. He's got his pipe in his mouth and he's just saying, yep.
Oh, Holden is ignoring Beverly while Beverly attempts to argue.
Yapping.
So, yeah, there's some yapping going on. You have a moment.
Yeah, I'd like to open it up and see what was sent.
Do you take out the telegram? It is from Ulysses. Mr. Miller. Progress report. Unable to find title and documentation. Not company land. Reply immediately. Now, David. Something like this, you would have immediately needed to respond. It was a drive. You wanted to do good at your job. That's what you told yourself. That push is gone. That need to do what Ulysses needed is no longer there. Now, if David's feelings are to do that, those are now his own.
I think there's a lingering bit of that still, just because it's become a habit, and I think that it's a conflict. He's he knows Holden's never gonna sell. There's gonna have to be a lot of pressure, and I think that he's very much aware that he's not the one to be able to put that pressure on him, but he's also doesn't want anyone to come out here, because as scary as Holden can be, Ulysses can be scary too. And yeah, I think that he's just conflicted, because there's also the fact that he thinks he's going to get fired. And that shatters everything he's built, everything he's gotten up to this point. And, you know, as much as Holden keeps saying he'll get him a job here, that's not his. He didn't build that. He would just be running back home where it's safe.
As you slip that telegram into your pocket. Going over this. Millie, your blood spills onto the page. And as it seeps into the paper, the words,
"Give me a memory,"
appear.
A memory.
In your own blood, Millie.
What in the... Natty, are you seeing this? You see these words? My blood, it...
Addie's eyes are locked onto your still bleeding thumb. There's a moment where she licks her teeth and steps closer to you and grabs your wrist. Not hard, but is holding on to it. She's frozen for a moment.
Take it from
Natty?
Harder. Harder.
yourself.
Natty.
Stronger, 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 stronger.
Natty, you're hurting me.
She lets go at that and says, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was.
It's
Her
it's
eye
okay.
falls the page.
And you see it as well, Natty, where it says, give me a memory.
How would Granny like this for you?
I don't know, but what does it mean? How do I just give a memory?
You're a rider. Ride it.
And I think as she thinks hard on it, she's going to give the memory, write down the memory of when she told Granny that she was leaving for the city.
It's gonna take you a bit to write that out. You do. And as the ink seeps into the page, it turns as red as your blood and disappears. And Millie, you don't remember leaving. You just left. That memory is gone.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't realize it's gone, right? Or because it never happened. Because I would feel like it never happened, right?
The words disappear.
I don't know. It looks like the words just disappeared. Wait, what did I write?
Wrote about you told Granny that you were leaving.
I told Granny I was leaving?
Yeah. You only told Granny.
She's gonna try to remember, and
It is gone.
I don't remember. Natty, I don't remember at all telling Granny anything about me leaving. I remember leaving.
And you barely remember that now.
When did it?
No. Left a few years ago. Beverly. The city. Natty will take the end of like pencil or whatever that she has and she'll turn one of the pages. You said that it was it looked like it had been written on, but there was no ink, so there's impressions of writing.
Correct.
No. Okay. This was in Granny's chest. I wonder, maybe she wrote down things she didn't want to remember no more. Easy
This
way
thing-
to get it gone.
This thing eats memories.
If you're not careful, it'll eat all of yours.
This is dangerous. This is really dangerous. She's gonna
I
say,
need to make a point, though, Natty. The only reason you know what Millie wrote is because she said it out loud. As she wrote, you couldn't see a single thing on that page.
You were writing, Millie. You weren't writing. There was nothing on the page.
Now, Millie, you remember writing. You just have no idea what you wrote. You saw the words, but they're all scrambled now.
just looks like a blotch of red in the memory of that.
And as you look at the page, it's blank. Whatever price this book needed has been paid for its continued use.
I'll keep this safe.
You think it eats other people's memories too?
I don't know. I'm not sure how one would even go about that. Does it need my blood for that, or do I need theirs, or...
There's a deep pondering look on Natty's face. She doesn't say it out loud, but she has a moment where she's like, maybe I can get Millie to erase Daxton and Ramona's memory of leaving. And then they won't leave. She doesn't say it out loud. But she's looking at this notebook like it could be real useful. And then she turns to Millie. She says, right, well, you keep that safe, and we better head out before the others come looking.
Speaking
Yeah.
of the others, Natty and Millie have been gone for a moment as you collect your things. And Beverly keeps telling Holden about getting the truck fixed, because walking all the way into town is not something she ever wanted to do again.
Exactly. Are you even able to get the radiator fixed today?
Yeah.
Good.
Hey. Well, it's just the tunes. There's not a lot you could do to hurt me, Ramona. But not writing home about getting you settled down. I'll remember that. That hurts me. And I know we ain't close. Hell, half the time I don't really like y'all that much.
Feelings mutual.
But I do love you.
He avoids eye contact for a moment. Feeling bad about it. But too prideful to admit it.
Is it good to you?
Yes.
Why ain't he here then?
On business.
You work in film too?
No.
No. Better to have a busy husband when you're a busy wife, I guess.
Works out. We see each other when we need to. When we want to. But we are very busy.
Doesn't sound much like marriage to me, Mona.
Call it unconventional. Non-traditional.
Well, yeah, I can. If we go and get a new radiator, I could probably fix it today.
Good. Don't need to be walking back and forth. You or
need to
Natty.
get yourself a pair of walking shoes again.
My shoes are fine for walking, just not through the wilderness.
Looks down at her shoes.
They're very nice. High fashion for the time.
Yeah.
They're probably a little muddy at this point.
You know, a diamondback decides that your leg or your foot looks tasty and them shoes ain't gonna stop it.
Well, they don't have a whole lot of diamondbacks in the city, Holden.
You ain't in the city no more.
Ain't that the truth?
At this point, Millie and Natty come out of your grandmother's room to the
Yep.
3 Connors who are out there. But
How
David
took you so
Boone
long?
lost in thought.
She's clutching the book to her chest. The lock is relatched to it now, knowing the price that it needs to open. And she's kind of gonna look to Natty first to see if she should say anything.
Natty simply says, Granny left some things for her. Just getting that to her. Speaking of, and she has a pair of like walking boots that used to be Ramona's in her hand, and a bracelet, a really beautiful bracelet. Says, you're gonna need these, and Granny left you this.
Ma, y'all kept these interesting. What? Oh, this is beautiful. She left this for me.
Yeah, it was in her oak chest.
What you see is a beautifully carved wooden bracelet. It seems to snake around itself, the pattern unending, and it's made from that same dark hawthorn wood. Or sorry, hemlock wood.
Beverly will set the shoes down next to the chair so she could begrudgingly put them on in a moment, but she'll slip the bracelet on first.
All right.
All right.
We gonna keep pissing the day away, or are we going to town?
Let me put my shoes on.
Go
And
on,
she'll-
old man, she says to Holden.
Y'all are making me older by the minute.
And
You was the
so
one that said I need new shoes.
You do need new shoes. Walking shoes.
Well,
She has.
I'm putting them on now.
Oh,
And she starts
don't you
grumbling.
start with me, Mildred.
What? I was just confirming. I mean, Beverly has the shoes that she needs right there in her hands.
Okay. All right. Can we come to some sort of arrangement? I'm not gonna call you Ramona in our grandmother's house.
Ramona's
In the
her
same
name.
way that you don't want me to call you Ramona, if you don't want me to call you Ramona, I will not call you that here. Now, if you want me to not call you that when we walk out that door, this is a conversation that we need to have. Because this Beverly David thing, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't understand it. And I need something to hold on to here.
Well, I appreciate what you're trying to say, Holden. Honestly, in town, you can call me whatever you like. But out in the city, I am Beverly Brand.
People do know her now, so that name does actually kind of pull some weight. She says a little sheepishly, looking towards Beverly.
Everyone here knows you as Ramona, knows you as Dex, and you know half of them is too stubborn if I can call you by any other name, so
True enough.
God is my witness. Y'all were born Connors. Christ's sake. That ain't something you ought to be ashamed of.
Like I said before, I'm not ashamed of it. Just need a catchier name.
Your husband's last name wasn't catchy enough?
She'll stop for a moment. Well, chew on that. Look at Holden. No.
All right.
You're gonna
Well,
tell us who your husband's name is?
I was about to say, does Millie know anything about that? Considering, oh,
When Beverly's husband comes to town, he doesn't interact with anybody except for Beverly.
Beverly, I could have sworn Brant was his name. That's why he took it.
No, that's all. That name's of my creation. But why are we? I thought we were going into town. Why am I getting interrogated now?
because I'm trying to find some sort of arrangement with y'all on what y'all want me fucking called.
Mona's fine.
At some point, you're gonna have to tell us who he is, Mona.
I think
Oh,
she
we were
does.
going to
Husband.
town.
Oh, I'm not. You ain't even said nothing yet, boy.
Call me boy again.
Boy.
I don't know what suddenly has got you in a tizzy, but really, you can't blame us for having questions. You're going by a completely different name because you're ashamed to be a Connor.
I'm gonna hit Holden.
Holden,
Tight.
do you do anything as
No.
David goes to hit you?
He'll stand there and stiff jaw it.
Now I don't give a fuck what name you use, but my name ain't boy.
Bit out a wad of blood. You hit me again, you best kill me.
Where does it land?
On your grandmother's floor.
Millie is going to shuffle very quickly over to where that wad of blood is.
It's 2 steps. And
Yeah, I'm gonna clean this up really quick, and she's gonna grab for one of like the little like handkerchiefs, napkins, rags, whatever is within reach.
okay. Yeah.
And dab up that blood.
Natty is staring at the wad of blood on the floor, and her pupils, which, you know, they're mostly hidden in her dark eyes, but they blow out completely. And there's like it's not so much a vibrating, but there's like a tremor that runs through her body, like she's fighting herself.
So when you punch a man, curl your thumb in front of your fingers, not over the top. You're gonna break something.
Yeah, I'll take that into account for next time.
You heard me. You hit me again, you better kill me.
Natty, in your head.
Spill blood. Open the door.
We gotta go into town now. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Millie, leave
And
that. I'll
she's-
finish it when we get home. Come on.
Let the wolf out.
There is an audible crack in her bones, and she freezes in place. And when she turns her head to you all, gaze falls on Holden. And I think for the briefest flash, Holden sees something he might recognize in her eyes. And then it vanishes. She kind of stands up back to her full height where there's that cracking happening, shakes it off, and walks out the door.
See, you done upset Natty. Come on.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and got my shoes on, Holden. Just like
Good.
you asked. Also, never mind. I should have
What?
past.
No, what?
No,
Say what
no.
you gotta say. No, this is Nanny's house. You know the rules. You say what you gotta say, and you say it with your whole damn chest.
I was gonna say, damn Connors can't go one day without yelling or hitting each other. Yelling at or hitting each other.
I did not strike him.
Well, I know that. Talking to both of you.
I wasn't doing no yelling either.
And
I
you
know.
all head out the door. Now, a little bit of a trek. As you head down the winding path, past Harry's pen, where he watches you all leave. Down the twists and turns, headed up and down, and you walk. And then you get to the road, and you can see the schoolhouse and the church.
Bet you a nickel. Harry's out when we get home.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He won't leave the property though. We know that.
Wouldn't leave
I
the property
think-
when Nanny was alive, but she ain't alive no more. So we'll see.
I think at some point on the long trek, Natty like loops her arm into Millie's, something that she probably did as a kid. There's like a little smile from her, as if the weird things she's been doing hasn't been happening. And for a moment, they're not these two grown women who've experienced this terrible loss and have these family issues. This moment, they are just two little girls walking down the road in town.
You can almost see it, Natty. When you and Millie and David, well, at that point he was Daxton, and Ramona would make this walk to school. Where you would bicker and argue. But you also used to joke and laugh. But in that moment, you remember those times. And as you pass the schoolhouse,
Millie will lean into it.
and as you pass the schoolhouse, you realize it's more run down than it used to be. You're all a little more run down than it used to be.
Right.
It's been so long. It's a shame to see it in such a state.
Maybe if you just stuck around and been a teacher, it'd be different.
There's nothing I could have done with my current education when I was here. Nothing I would have been able to do that I would have lacked, at least. Now, though,
You telling me that you never thought about walking in there and saying, my nanny's Lindy Connor, and didn't think they'd give you a job?
not that I didn't think they would give me a job, it's that I wanted to see how far I could go with it. I wanted to see how far I could take myself, my education, my writing, But it's neither here nor there now.
There's still time. You know, if you stayed.
How much time
It's
is the
teaching.
question?
Well, regardless, I still gotta let my boss know what's going on. I highly doubt.
We can't tell him
So-
everything, Millie.
How many of y'all need to use the phone at the boarding house?
I do.
I do.
I'm gonna go call on Jarrett.
Oh, Daxon, I'm sorry, Holden, I have something for you. And she'll reach into her purse and she'll hand him a map. It was in Granny's hope chest. I thought you'd be able to make heads trails of it.
Y'all need to stop digging in there. You're gonna find something you don't like. It was Nanny's hope chest. There ain't no hope for none of the rest of us in that chest, I tell you what.
Well, I beg to differ. She left something for everybody.
Millie clutches the book tighter to her chest.
What's this map?
So Holden, as you look at it, it is a map of the Kentucky-West Virginia border. And there is the outline of because at this point, it's the Division of Forestry. I know we've been calling it the Bureau of Land Management. This is the Division of Forestry. The date of the map is 1821. And it outlines a lumber lease. Towards the center is Williams Prospect, as you now know it. But this is a map of pretty much the entire town and the surrounding areas.
And it's a singular lease.
It is a singular lease.
Holden will roll it up and put it in his jacket.
Which a lease lasts a century. So this lease would have been up in 1921, unless renewed.
You let me worry about what this is.
Okay. There's some other papers in there as well. Official looking.
Yeah,
So
stop.
that's something we
Don't-
can look at later.
Don't fiddle with it. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Just take it on knowledge that we don't talk about it. None of this. This is gonna have to be done quiet, like.
Alright. There's a moment where she realizes that in Granny being gone, there are so many secrets. Granny carried them all. Now, essentially, Holden is asking for all of us really to carry those secrets. He kind of understands her grandmother a little bit more in that moment.
There were very, very few things that your grandmother talked about when it came to the property. And I guess we'll see if you find out some more information with whatever is going on with that map when you get home. But for now, you keep walking. When you walk past the school, you can see the kids inside, kind of looking out. Teachers trying to get their attention back, but something new. Unlike the rest of the prospect, which has been here pretty much from the time that lease was made. The rundown Connor Motel and Milton's General Goods and the post office. And right next to it, Miss Marceline Smythe's boarding house. I've said it before, but Miss Marceline is the face, but Cecilia Smythe, her daughter, is the one who keeps it running. And as you go inside, that's who greets you.
Afternoon,
Oh.
Celia.
Hey, Holden. Can I help you?
Yeah, which room's Jared in? I got to have a conversation with him.
He's up on the top floor, but he's not in quite yet. He left, but he should be coming back. He
When did
said
you
he
get
had
here last
something to
night?
do, and then he was leaving.
Yeah.
I
was he
didn't see him
last
last night. I saw him. I saw him this morning though. He was talking with Leroy a little bit.
Well, I'm just gonna go up and wait on him if that's all right.
Holden, I don't
No,
need
it
any
ain't.
trouble here.
No.
We
That's specifically saved for the dinner club. You're fine.
I don't need Sheriff Parker poking around here any more than he already is.
If he wants to offer me a night's stay at the Connor Motel, I can have a talk about that. But I promise, it's nothing untoward.
Don't bring trouble to my doorstep.
You bring trouble to your own doorstep, Celia. How's Miss Marceline?
It's just fine.
Give her my regards and tell her I still think she's the most beautiful woman that's ever lived in the Prospect.
I'm sure she'll love to hear it. Are you sure there's no
My cousins just need to make some phone calls, if you wouldn't mind.
Hi.
Hi, Mildred.
Good to see you, Cecilia.
Just Millie's fine.
Ramona, your grandmother was telling me. Beverly. I mean, I can't believe it. I remember when we were little, you always said you were going to go do something, but here you are.
The phone, Cecilia.
It's in the room, Holden.
Well, they don't know that.
They grew up here.
You
It
could've
hasn't
moved
changed.
You could have moved it.
You want
They
From
to
sure-
the line?
They sure moved a long way.
I'm not getting in the middle of this. If you need to make phone calls, it's in the parlor room right off there. And she points you in the direction.
Thank you.
Natty leans to the side and just looks at Cecilia. How's your husband doing?
He's all right.
You let me know if you need anything.
I will.
And don't worry about Holden.
I'm
Be
gonna
on
worry
his
about
best
Holden.
behavior.
The last time he went through my window.
That was an accident. And
That's what you said.
Holden will
and
reach in his pocket.
Same
and
with the
he'll-
body.
He'll take 2 dimes out of his pocket and put them on the counter. For the trouble of using your phone.
You calling long distance?
I'm not calling anybody. Holden will head up the stairs.
You want to go first, Millie?
Are you sure? I mean, it's your husband after all. That seems like it'd take priority in my.
Oh,
in my
cross
book.
X, I'll take care of it first.
All right then.
And David, you storm past into the parlor room. There's a chair right next to the desk. Now it's not a rotary phone. Got to connect to an operator. But there is a door if you wish to close it.
I certainly would.
I think Natty crosses her arms as she watches him stomp off and says, "What's got his panties in a bunch?"
How do I know? Oh, sorry, Celia.
It's
I
alright,
don't.
just not in front of the customers. We do have a reputation.
Of course.
Now, actually, you would know that there is polite company that occurs during the day. It is a different situation in the evening.
Natty's looking around like, what customers? But she doesn't say anything. She's just like, girl, be so for real.
While this is happening, Millie's gonna kind of look to Natty for a second, and then is there like a little corner of this room where
There is a dining. It's a boarding house. It's got a full like dining room. It's a pretty big building for what it is. There's 3 rooms, like 3 stories to it. The top 2 are rooms. The first floor is the kitchen, bathing rooms, the parlor room, and the office. So you could absolutely go into the dining hall and sit down.
if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna take a seat for a little bit. Walking for so long has tired my legs out. It's been a while since I've had to walk that long of a ways.
If you need a
Yeah.
break from us, you could just say that.
That's not what I was saying, Beverly. That's not what I was saying at all. But I do need to sit down. You're more than welcome to join me.
Natty bites her tongue and is like, she wants to be like, that city made you soft, girl, but doesn't say that, and instead just follows her into the parlor room and sits down next to her.
All right, so you head into this nice little tea room that's set up. We're gonna look into the other parlor room for a moment. David, you pick up the handset. Operator, how may I direct your call?
Yes, I need to reach Barrow Unlock Mining and Railroad Combine.
What city?
He'd be at the head office right about now, wouldn't he? Pennsylvania?
That's what he's trying to do, but he was in Witherton,
Okay.
waiting for an update so that he can go to the main office and be like, I got the fucking Connor bitch's property.
Down by the way of Witherton.
One moment, please.
Thank you.
Call connects, and it rings, and it rings. Ulysses Barrow.
Ulysses, it's David.
About time.
Yes,
What
sir.
do you got for
I
me?
wanted to let you know I've run into a slight complication. She's left the land to her next of kin. He's going to be a tough one to crack. I might be a little bit down here.
So you were able to find the deed to the property?
Oh, I know where it's at. Just a matter of getting out of Mr.
Then why
Connor's
haven't you got
hands.
it yet?
Like I said, sir, he's
Mr.
going to be a tough
Connor.
one to crack.
So you've got William Connor? You know where he's at?
William Connor, sir.
That was the last thing we heard.
Ooh, there's a pause. I don't know if David speaks up right away. No,
Are
sir.
you still there?
Yes, sir. No, sir. William Connor, not a factor. I'm dealing with another individual. Her next of kin is another.
Got a name? Mr. Miller?
Holden Connor, sir.
And the difficulties you've run into. What are those exactly?
He's about as tough as she was. But I'm taking care of it.
I'll send you some backup.
Not necessary, sir. Trust me, that's not gonna be helpful here. Not in this situation.
I didn't ask, Mr. Miller.
Yes, sir. I'll take care of it before they get here, I can assure you that.
Good.
I'm just giving you a heads up, sir. You might as well save them the trip. But I'll keep you updated.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you, sir.
Well, he'll be in touch. And he hangs up the phone.
I think David just takes a minute to have a small panic attack.
As you have your panic attack about it. About what
as
the
a treat.
potential backup could be. The treat. You did hear some, like, hesitation in his voice when you didn't immediately respond to his request of you'll get back up.
You know,
And
something's
what you
up.
do with that information, we'll see. We're gonna take a quick look upstairs. Holden, as you head up the stairs, there's a couple doors that are open. You can see that Elaine, Celia's cleaning lady, is getting rooms tidied up, probably for the evening guests.
As I live and breathe, is that Laney Bell?
Holden, what are you doing here?
You know I just came here to sweet talk you. Laney, I got a question for you, and it's really important. It was really important to Nanny. So if you could help me figure this out, I'd be real appreciative. Do you know which one of these rooms Jared Ogden's been staying in?
Oh, did he pester you into coming down here? And he's not even here.
It's less of a pester and more I just wanted to have a word. You
Now,
safe?
hold it.
We're not gonna have a repeat of Thursday night at the social club.
We better not. I had to clean that up. So,
Well, if Darnell would have stopped running his lip, he wouldn't have been shitting teeth.
Holden Connor.
I don't know what you want from me. A man's got to stand all 10 toes on his business.
You are definitely your grandmother's grandson.
Well, in honor of her memory, would you mind pointing me to which one of these rooms Mr. Ogden has been staying in?
Last one on the left. Now, you go easy on that boy. I know he pushed pretty hard.
I'm not going to tan his hide. He's fine.
Won't let me clean it, so if you could just let me know how bad it is in there.
I'll tell you what, I'll even help a little bit. If there's some stuff on the floor, I'll at least get the floor tidied up for you. Sound good?
That was the last one on this rotation, so I'll head over to social club after this.
Hey, just while I got you, would you be willing to do a favor for me?
Kind of
If
favor.
If I were to get you, let's say, say, the name of a company, could you track some stuff down on the phone for me or in the public records?
No.
Just
Well,
asking.
What kind of records do you need, Holden? Have you checked in with
Well,
Victor?
I don't feel like heading down to the county office just quite yet, but I'm gonna have to with all Nanny's bequeathments, you know. So.
Is that what you're talking to Jared about, is getting that all sorted? Because he had so many questions and none of us knew.
He may have had a little bit too much to drink at the wake. And so I just
You shouldn't be touching that stuff, Holden. It's bad for you. There's a reason Prohibition went into effect.
You're so right. And I'll take a tablet out and chew it. I'm gonna go. You know what? You're right. And when you're right, you're right.
I usually am, but just no one listens to me.
I do
Now
my
go
best.
check with Victor if you want public records. Or Celia might have something.
Well, I'm gonna have to go down there to settle some inheritance, by the way.
Just don't end up in one of them cells, Holden.
Well, that entirely depends on Victor's attitude.
I'm gonna go finish this and take.
All right. Well,
Bye.
you tell that brother of yours I said hello.
I will. Tell your cousins I said hello. I know. I
Well,
heard
they're
all of them are
downstairs.
back in town.
They're downstairs if you want to go talk to them.
I'll stop by and see before I head over to social club.
Yeah. And also, make sure your brother actually shows up to his work site this week.
That is between him and his supervisor.
Which is me. So
I said what I said, Hovland. I can only push him so much. It's up to him to actually follow through.
Well, he ain't gonna have a job if he slacks off too much more.
Well, you tell him that.
I would if he showed up to work. And he'll head down the hall.
You know where we live. So you
and
head.
into Jared's room.
As you open the door, Holden, this room is in utter chaos. Everything is tore apart. His suitcase, the bed, the drawers. And I'll let you take a minute to decide what you want to do. As we take a look into the dining room. As you sit at the small tea table, the two of you. What are you doing, Millie?
I am placing the book out in front of me. I am going to look left, look right, look straight ahead, look back to Natty. How many eyes are currently on us right now?
Once again, as stated, Natty looking around being like, what customers?
Good, perfect. That wound that I already have on my thumb, I'm gonna bite it. I'm gonna let it drip open a little bit, and I'm gonna press my thumb to the lock.
It opens, but Natty.
She can't use it, take it.
There is a moment where she does her weird, head sway thing. And then she makes this like slurping sound and swallows like a gulp of her own saliva.
I think on instinct, she's gonna reach up and try to pat your shoulder a little bit. It's with a bloodied hand.
Take it.
You okay?
I'm gonna
Natty?
need you to roll intellect defense.
Who's rolling that? Is that me?
Oh yeah, it's you, Natty. It's you.
Shit. Okay.
Natty,
Damn.
Natty, are you okay?
I got a 12. I'm okay. Okay.
There's a moment, Natty, where your mouth goes to bite into Millie, but you catch yourself.
There's that snap of her head and the click of her teeth, and then she like wakes up almost. You see when you're looking at her, the veins under her eyes start to wriggle before she fully comes to and says, I'm fine. I'm fine.
She's gonna pull her hand with the bleeding thumb back a little bit, and she's gonna reach up with her other hand, her non-dominant hand, and kind of like stroke at the, just like under that eye a little bit. Natty, what is this? What's happening to you?
I don't know. Is there something on my face?
You got.
Wipes at her.
She's gonna pull a little compact out and like pop it open and allow Natty to look at herself in it.
She does. She turns the mirror so that she can see her face.
You see those black veins, Natty. You've seen these before. During that time where it was just you and Nanny Lindy. When you were first adjusting to your new life.
She closes the compact, puts it on the table.
There is also the briefest moment as you're closing it, where you see those shadows wrapped around you.
She gets very shaky. Her breath kind of comes out haltingly. She reaches into her bag and grabs her small silver case of those special cigarettes, and she will immediately light one and take a big inhale, hoping that the herbs will soothe her.
And
There's
they
a
do.
twitch. Hey.
You're down to about 6 of those rolled cigarettes.
Yeah.
But you watch as the veins slowly dissipate. Ellie?
Hope they don't say seeing's believing. With everything I've been seeing now, you're right. What is that, Natty? I don't remember seeing that before, at least. And I think she's gonna start thinking, do I ever remember seeing anything of this sort happen to Natty before?
Natty used to get real bitey. And then you would have to go away for an evening.
Is this what happens? Is this why she's just gonna trail off?
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
But,
Natty.
The cravens have been coming back.
Is that what
Yeah.
what that was just then there? I know you. You're stronger than this, Natty. With everything that we've been through growing up, everything Nanny taught you.
I'm gonna have to roll myself some more cigarettes when we get back home. Oh,
If there's anything I do to help, let me know.
don't bleed around me.
You might want to look away for what I had in store next. At least it's not mine.
And she will physically turn herself away so she doesn't see.
And, Ellie, what are you doing exactly?
I'm pulling
Yeah.
out that handkerchief.
Okay. I'm
And I'm
going
very
to need
curious.
you to spend an intellect point and roll me a d20 while we take a look back in the other room where Beverly is standing with Cecilia.
I think it's a little awkward once Millie and Natty leave, but then Beverly starts to make small talk. So how you doing, Celia?
Oh, doing the best I can.
That's all we can
Things
do.
have been kind of slow, especially with, Barlow. There's no... Mama's been having a real rough time with clientele, and then they shut Tourniquet down, so business has been okay.
Well, that's better than bad.
Better than bad. But you've been doing so good. I mean, saw you in the paper.
Yeah, I've been living the dream. I didn't think I'd be able to, but well.
Good. I mean, come grace us back in your hometown.
Well, of course I wouldn't forget you or where I came from.
I know. I read the article that you had. What was it, like last year?
Oh, right, that. Oh goodness. Did I really sound that sentimental in that?
Oh, people were gushing.
Well, that's good at least. And I think Beverly, who hates small talk, takes a moment to kind of look over his shoulder at the dining room to see what they're doing, look at the parlor door.
That you've had your small panic attack as a treat, David. Do you come out?
Yeah, I think he would kind of fix himself up and right himself and then make his way out.
So you see David come out in the dining room. You can kind of see the little like alcove where the little tea room is, where you see Natty is actually facing toward you, and Millie seems to be doing something on the table. It's kind of hard to see.
I
She's
think
probably reading again.
probably. Yeah, Beverly just goes, okay. And, did you get your business done, David?
Yeah, you could say that. How about yourself?
I don't have anyone showing up here, do I? David?
Mr. Miller will do fine.
Miller?
Don't you start.
David Miller.
I think Beverly would just kind of give her a knowing look, like, I know.
All right then, Mr. Miller. You have anyone showing up here?
Showing up how? What do you mean by that? Like, I have some guests arriving within the next few days.
Yeah, I need to know these things as the runner of this establishment.
Yeah, they'll be here. Fuck, I don't even know when. He didn't say.
Once again, polite conversation, please.
Right, my apologies. A
Uh,
few days. He didn't say he didn't give a great time frame.
I'll keep an eye out and I'll get a room ready.
Thank you.
Am I charging it to anyone, Mr. Miller?
Bear on lock.
All right.
I think Beverly would break the palpable silence after that by saying, we'll talk about how we're gonna prep for you guests, you and me, when I'm done. And
Yeah.
I'll go into the parlor room.
So, as you go into the parlor room, you see the same thing. Nice little chair. There's also a couch. And the phone.
I will pick up the phone and dial the operator.
How may I direct your call?
I need to speak to one Jesse Coulter.
City?
It's Lexington, right, Game Master?
Lexington was the last place he was at, yes.
She'll actually rack her brain for a moment, being like, it was the last place he was at. Lexington.
Please hold. And there's a pause. And then the operator comes back on the line. Apologies, but please hold. I'm redirecting the call.
All right.
It rings. Hello?
Hi, Jesse.
Beverly, did you get my telegram?
I did.
Is everything all right? I just got a real weird feeling, and then when I stopped by, Miss Ruth said that you just packed up and left with your cousin. Is everything okay?
Pause. My nanny died.
Oh, I'm real sorry, Beverly. Where are you at exactly? Like I heard you went home. I'm so sorry. I know it's a breach of privacy, but like,
No.
I got Miss Ruth to tell me where you were at.
Yeah, that's fine. She starts to sound tired. It's fine. I'm okay. Just with my family.
Oh, all right. Well, I actually have to head that way, so I'll stop and see you if that's okay. Just check on you if it's okay. If I just got a business in the area, so
You know what? I think that'd be good.
I'll be there by the end of the day or tomorrow morning.
Perfect. Thank you for letting me know.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling. I'm glad you're all right. Well, not all right, but
As good as I can be.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon. I'll hang up.
And you do. Now I need to know the roll that you made, Millie, before we go to break.
18.
Wonderful. And during our break, Holden, I'm gonna need a memory from you. Thank you so much for joining us for the first part. Enjoy some of the Rolling Nomads content as we'll be back in a little bit. Well, hey there, family, and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the material from our break. And check out, our Discord and all that if you want to learn some more. So with that, we left off with Millie and her grandmother's notebook. And as you took and put that blood to the page, ink starts to pull from the depths of the book to start to write out words. And Holden, I'm going to need you to give me a memory. Not even a memory. I just need a story. Because Millie didn't have an intent with what she wanted to know.
It was the night before what happened with Nanny. Happened. Natty had gone to bed. Holden, restless, had walked out to pester Harry the way the two old codgers always did. When Nanny Lindy came out to bother him too. And the two of them spoke for a long while. Just about things. How when you open up your hand full of seeds and the wind blows, there's no real chance to gather scattered seeds. She had asked Holden to make a promise to her. That regardless of where these children were, regardless of what they had done and where they'd been, that he'd look out for them. And he did. He promised Lindy that he would look out for these children. Even if that meant putting them in an uncomfortable situation.
And Millie, you see these words written across the page. Natty, you don't. Millie's just staring at the book. You see none of what Millie sees.
Staying.
Well, that's interesting.
You
There's
don't.
nothing
You
on the
don't.
page.
You don't see this. It's they're written in ink, not blood like it was before. This is. My word, this is too much. She's gonna slam the book shut.
Do you lock it?
What'd you see?
I don't. It read like a story, and it was from Holden's perspective. It was just. I guess I don't know rightly how to explain what I just witnessed. I'll have to think on this some more. And I think
It'll take
that's where she's.
time. It'll take time. Or someone else could check it out who knows how magic works. But as you sit and Beverly comes out of the parlor room and Holden, as you've been sitting in Jared's room. Have you done anything?
Yeah. He's gone to the torn up mattress. And he's brought the sheets up to his nose and inhaled deeply, getting the smell. And he's begun to follow the path of the destruction.
As you follow this path, starting at the door, going around the room, it's like you can almost see Jared going through the mattress, going through the desk, going through these notes and notebooks that have been torn apart. You see the notes on articles he's thought about writing, little notes. There is a crumpled piece of paper, which is the last entry, which is where he was trying to write Belinda's obituary and talk about this small town of Williams Prospect that never became anything. There was no mine here. The railroad stopped. It's a little piece on soon-to-be ghost towns. As Barlow has closed down, Tourniquet just closed down. But you can see that indent where the page was gripped. And then it follows out. Back down the stairs.
Who are you trying to find? You wicked thing.
And that smell picks up Holden. As the front door of Miss Marceline's boarding house opens and Jared Ogden strolls in, I have an important question. David, Beverly, have you joined Natty and Millie?
I wanted to pull David to the side.
Right. In that case, let's take a moment. But first, I would like to know, Holden, when that smell picks up, do you head downstairs?
No. Holden will take the bayonet out of his belt and he'll put his back flat against the wall so that as the door opens, it will obscure him from view. And when the door shuts, he'll have the advantage. And he counts in his head. 1. 1 second. 300 feet. 2. 2 seconds. 600 feet. 3. 3 seconds. 600 feet. This is the calming exercise from the sound of a mortar exiting the device that it comes from to when it hits the ground. You can tell by how many seconds, how long of a distance it covered. So you could time when to come out of the trench and run to the next.
As we wait for the ballistic to go off, David and Beverly, you have the parlor room where the phone is at to yourself.
I think, yeah, she would open the door and just kind of call it, David, I need to speak with you.
Sure.
And I shut the door. I hate to corner you. I hate being cornered. What's going on with you?
I don't know what you mean.
You have been so standoffish ever since we got back into the house. And now you got coworkers coming?
I'm here on a job. Beverly.
I understand that. I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to understand where your head's at.
I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to talk to Holden. Because they're not gonna be so nice. And as scary as Holden can be, Bear Unlock is a big company.
So you're gonna try to sell? Still?
I don't see what the big deal is, being honest.
I see both sides, though I lean towards keeping it as it is.
Selling it out now doesn't change anything. Doesn't change the memories we have, doesn't change anything that this family, aside from maybe putting some more money in our pockets.
I don't pretend to understand half of what Nanny was doing or talking about. I just did what I was told. But there is something special about that property, David. I don't think just
Only thing
anybody should have it.
special on that property was Nanny. Everything else is just grass and rock and earth.
I don't know. I don't want for you to think I'm against you. I know everyone else is not as happy with what's going on, but I don't agree, but you can at least talk to me.
Talking to you now. It's not my choice to have anybody else come out. I wanted to do this myself, but Ulysses wanted an update. I gave him an update. Now he's taking it into his own hands. When they come down here, it's gonna get worse.
As if we needed that. I'm not saying it's your fault, but it's the last thing we needed.
Beverly.
Mm.
I heard the name Ulysses in regards to Barrow. Jesse mentioned in passing once.
Hey, you don't know who's coming, do you?
No, he just said he would send out some other workers. He called it backup. But I'm gonna be honest with you, half these guys he's got ain't good as me. They're gonna get shitty. They're gonna get aggressive, and Holden's gonna get mad, and there's gonna be a huge fight. And it's gonna get... If Holden gets into what Holden does, they'll get legal with him. And they'll take everything. And then he'll get nothing.
Hardly seems fair. I do have another question, though. Do you know one Jesse Coulter?
Jesse Coulter? Yeah, you've met him. You've never talked to him. He was this imposing figure in the corner who came to give updates when property was acquired. He never spoke, other than a few words of, "It's been taken care of."
Jesse Coulter.
Yeah.
He's a tall man with sandy hair, and there is something off-putting about him, at least when you were in his presence.
Yeah, I know him. Sometimes I wish I didn't.
What's that supposed to mean?
How do you know him? Why do you know that name? You ever met him?
David, you've been honest with me. I'll be honest with you. That's my husband. And he's coming And I've made that connection now.
Jesse
I did-
Coulter is your husband?
I said it. That is what I said.
The fuck do you guys talk about during dinner?
That is not of your concern.
He doesn't ever say more than 2-3 words, and it always sounds like he's quoting the Bible, Book of Revelation specifically.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
Actually, Beverly, he's quite talkative to you. But it's all small talk to you. I don't know if you've ever thought about that. Where he shares a lot with you.
Rather, she will say, that doesn't sound like him. I don't think. But in
Tall
case
guy,
I've made
sandy
that.
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's real intimidating.
Really?
Christ, Beverly Coulter.
Beverly Brant.
Call yourself whatever you like. Does he ever tell you about the work?
We've never discussed it.
He's a closer. He's the one that finishes deals.
Well, shit.
He's the one that they send when they want something done and taken care of properly. No questions, no mistakes.
Well, he said he was coming on business, and I figured since y'all were so damn curious.
Jesse Coulter's coming here.
I said that. Yes. And I figured since y'all were so damn curious that I'd introduce him. But now I'm not so sure.
This is worse. They don't think I can do this.
I don't know. I don't know how your company works. I have no comforting words, David. Now I'm nervous.
And
Yeah,
as you're having this conversation, Millie and Natty, you see Jared walk past. He doesn't stop. Now, I don't know if David and Beverly hear the footsteps, but you do hear Celia say, "Hi, Jared. Jared?" And he makes his way up the stairs. And Holden, you're on the edge as you start to hear everything that's going on. All those senses start to pick up. We can even hear someone in the room next door now. And step by step, this repetitive motion, the door opens. What do you do?
Holden will wait for the door to shut.
It does.
And then he'll reach over and lock it from the inside.
Jared spins, making eye contact with you. And there's this look that is hollow as he just takes you in. And you watch his head sink down.
That's right. Show me your real face.
I'm gonna need you to roll me speed defense.
I am specialized in speed defense.
Nice.
storyteller. When he walked
Hello.
on by,
Oh yeah, he
um,
there is nothing.
could I have seen that Jared's not quite Jared?
Roll me intellect. And with what you have going on, you need to roll at least a 9.
Oh Lord. Okay, dice gods be with me. It's an 8.
You don't see, but the voices in your head do. As you hear them growl and rage.
Oh shit.
Failure.
She immediately jumps up and starts taking off
Natty?
towards where he went. Probably speeds right past David and Beverly.
Yeah, Millie's gonna be following like immediately, like just getting up in chair, like pushing backwards.
You hear commotion. You hear Celia asking, what is wrong? David and Beverly, you can hear this as well. Holden, what'd you roll?
13 on the dice.
Beautiful. As this body, because you saw Jared's body, starts to crack and change in a way, not the way you change or Natty changes. It's as though there is something inside that is trying to make this form move, knowing that there is something wanting out. As you see how pale Jared is, and this black ichor starts to leak from his ears and his eyes, the ooze going from his nose into his mouth.
Dodging out of the way quickly, Holden will drop the knife. That skin don't fit right, and you're not gonna be able to move fast enough in that skin, old son. And he'll...
But yours will.
He reaches up and he sinks his fingers into his bottom jaw and rips until his cheek begins to rip back. And the wolf's maw begins to emerge from his throat before it tears forth and shakes gore and viscera all over the room.
What do you do from there? Because he's going for you.
I'm gonna take its neck.
Roll me might. Add anything that's applicable. Which means just let me know what it is, because it's a difficulty level. Everything's very simple. I like it. Less math, but more math in the weirdest way.
It says that my attacks are eased in beast shape. That's all it says as far as
Perfect, okay.
combat.
Then it goes down a level. Let me know if you apply any effort.
An effort comes from your pool.
Yep, you spend 3 of your pool, and it makes it even less. So you would go down 2 levels.
And if we have edge, then
Edge would reduce the cost.
okay.
Of-
I have an edge of 1 in my.
So your edge, if you had any like expenditure that you needed to do, it goes down by 1. So
2.
yeah, spend 2. And once again, if I'm wrong, tell me about it later. We're rolling with this. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right? Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I will expend 2 from my pool.
Okay, so you get a level of effort. Let me know what you roll. Let me know if it's an 18, 19, or 20.
It is an 18.
You're going to do extra damage to it. So, I believe with your bite, that's 4 damage. Let me double check on that. real quick as the rest of the Connors rush up the stairs. Natty, you go to reach for the door and it's locked.
Can I hear? Like, press
You
my
can
ear
hear
up against the door.
It's loud. You can hear the snarling. Thankfully, Elaine is done for the day.
Mhm,
However, there is a
mhm.
head that pops out of the door that you passed. What's going on?
Get inside. It's fine. Everything's fine. Get inside.
Okay. Are you sure? That sounds like
He
I
goes
could
over
hear-
and shoves the guy and shuts the door.
and just he falls back. I'm
While
gonna
that's
need you to
happening-
roll me something later, Natty. Roll me intellect. No, just real quick. We'll do it later.
While Natty is dealing with that person, can I get on my knees and try to pick the lock?
Can indeed. What are you doing, David and Beverly? As you hear all this commotion.
After you, please.
Okay. Beverly is more towards opposite the door. So she hears this, looks past you, and says, What the fuck is happening now?
Oh,
And if you don't reach for the door, then she'll kind of shove past and open it and see everyone run up.
When you're still downstairs,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I think then if you're still downstairs and like we're passing you, it's very much the only thing that comes out of Natty's mouth in like a panicked voice, Holden, and she runs up the stairs.
Just follow me.
Counts as medium, so you do extra damage to it. You tear a chunk out of its throat, that ichor seeping into your mouth. As it takes and tries to bite you back and grabs into your fur and starts to try to tear Holden. Hey Natty, what do you roll on the intellect?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. 13.
Okay. You shove him back. You shove him back, and he goes sprawling.
Slam the door shut. I look over at Millie. You got that door open yet? And she pulls out her knife.
Working on it.
Did you roll?
That is an 18.
Lock pops open. Holden, roll me a speed defense to see how much damage this thing does to you, or if you just fucking shrug it off.
That's an 18 on the dice.
Jared's body, because this isn't Jared. Jared died. Jared died the night he left your property. When he left your property with Tilly Mae. As fingers dig into you, it's just tufts of fur that get pulled out. The neck is off to the side, black ooze seeping out as it can't get purchase on you. Your jaws are still around its neck. Do you bite down again? As your cousins burst into the room.
He's gonna bite down and he's gonna attempt to shove his muzzle into the open wound and essentially burrow inside of this creature.
Roll me might.
A 20.
As you all come into the room and see this giant wolf slam its jaws into the neck and through the body cavity and just shake until it's nothing. Holden, you are the wolf, but you recognize these smells.
Think
As you are covered in ichor, as you all watch Jared dissolve into this black ichor,
think this wolf will just slowly begin to shake its head until the ichor flies off from the fur. And as it looks up, it has Holden's green eyes, but they glow. And of course, Natty, having seen this form of Holden's before, there is a difference, aside from the scarring and the burns. There's white fur beginning to grow up the side of the face, but like a sickly white, like a dirty, nasty white that is starting to grow up around the eye from the side of the face. The wolf huffs and growls and begins to stalk towards the door.
Millie is backing up. What is that? What is that?
Millie, calm down. Shut the door.
What is happening up there? And you hear
Let her see.
You said what now, Ned?
Don't let her see.
Right. I think Beverly's gonna call back down, and I have a thing I was just reading. Called Hear Me Now. You project confidence, knowledge, and charisma at all can hear you or see you for the next hour. Your demeanor is such as those who they automatically understand that you're someone important, accomplished, or with authority. So essentially, I just want to tell her to stay down there.
Okay. I believe you just have to spend the point.
It says you gain a free level of effort that can be applied to one persuasion task you attempt during this period.
So in that
intellect
case,
points.
yeah, 2 intellect points. So take 2 from your pool.
Excellent.
And then roll me a persuasion. Because she is very concerned about this snarling mess and,
15.
Beautiful. All right. Better not have to call the sheriff. He's already mad about being out of town. Just back downstairs.
When she hears the door click shut, she puts her knife away. She steps towards Holden and just reaches a hand out. And if he lets her, she'll just gently pet his muzzle.
I think he
And just
snaps
say-
at her hand just short of touching him.
She'll pull away. She'll say, "It's all right. Did good. Good, but now, we got a mess to clean up. I need you to come back, Holden."
Bares his teeth and begins to kind of push Natty back out the door.
I'm gonna step between Natty and Holden.
Now, David, you've never seen this. She keeps calling this wolf Holden. Same for you, Millie. Unless you're outside the door with Beverly.
No, I was still in.
And yeah, Natty seems unfazed by what she's seeing. You see flesh and eyes and teeth littering the ground as this wolf pushes at Natty. And you step forward.
See you, Holden, not like this. And they'll know.
He'll just
Holden?
swing his head towards the door and then kind of lift his nose out the hallway.
She will nod and then sort of put her hand on David's shoulder and on Millie's and just gently guide them out of the room and shut the door.
Yeah, Millie's not resisting.
Just the most shaky exhale breath once we're outside.
Do you
And
head out,
Holden
David?
will-
If His big concern is Natty and Millie, so if they're safe, then yeah.
Do you track the viscera and Icar into the hall? And Holden?
The wolf has needs. And the remains of Holden's flesh and body will be consumed. And it will begin to lap up the blood and the gore. None of the ichor. Just the blood and the gore. Before, about 9 minutes later, the wolf lays down and begins to whimper. Before it closes its eyes to go back into that good night. And a hand reaches out of its maw. And Holden begins to pull himself free of the wolf again. And his body is racked. He's bruised, and for a moment, Holden can do nothing but curl into a ball. He knows the price of changing against the moon. And he knows, without even looking in the mirror, that silvering streak on the side of his head is turned white in its entirety. And he runs his tongue over his teeth that chatter together. They're sharper than they were. And he gathers the now ripped in several places clothes that he was wearing.
There's also clothes that Jared left here.
Bad omen to take a dead man's clothes.
It is indeed.
And as he pulls his boots back on, he'll grab the knife that he dropped on the floor. Hunched, his towering statures, his shoulders lean forward, his back is curved, almost like a question mark as he opens the door. We should go.
The door open again as that face pops out from next door. You all right? Out there?
We're fine.
You don't look fine.
We're fine.
Should I go get Cecilia?
No.
Oh, okay. And she calls up the stairs. Everything good up there? Or...
Taking a glance into the crack in the door, seeing the room in disarray, and kind of glancing at Natty with a knowing look. Everything's fine.
Natty puts just doesn't touch him, but just kind of hovers over his shoulder. She wants to hold him. She doesn't think he'll accept it.
You've never seen Holden do this, except for those 3 days a month, where you and Granny would stay up and wait.
He knows that he's done something he shouldn't have. But it won't help to say it out loud, so she simply says, "We need to get him home. I'll take care of what's in here." And she will enter Jared's room again at the door. In her training with with Nanny, she learned how to clean up messes, just in case. So she sets to work on that.
So you take out one of the bags you brought with you.
Yeah, she
Sprinkle it over as it turns to ash.
using one of the many papers that are scattered around, she'll take two and she'll sort of sweep the ash into one of the papers so it's not left there on the floor. And she'll dispose of it so that no one accidentally touches it or, anything like that. And then she'll try to make some sort of order of the space. It doesn't look too crazy. It doesn't look like a wolf you fucking attack someone in this room.
It's important. Holden, are you holding your own skin or did you leave it on the ground?
No. He took it like he always does. So he put it on over his shirt and underneath his jacket.
Okay. So you get to cleaning.
Mhm.
And you hope you got it all.
Amongst the papers, do I see anything that may be pertinent to us? Any extra information?
While you sweep up and everything, you do see the same page, because Holden was looking at that last, with information on your family, that same article, that same obituary. And you can see where it was clamped. And as you clean, you hear the voices in your head.
He failed us. Let us in.
Was he?
Useless human body. You can let us in.
I can't.
Open the door. Come home.
Shakily takes out a half cigarette that she already smoked and starts smoking it, taking deep drags from it. She takes the papers that have to do with her family, shoves them into her bag, and she will exit.
Cigarette, as you try and smoke it, does nothing. And you start to feel that darkness crawl beneath your skin. And we'll see what that does later. If you would kindly take an XP and give one to someone else.
Okay. I'm going to give it to Beverly for her use of her ability. Make sure no other people saw the crazy stuff.
Do you exit? Hold it. Yes.
While Natty was in there cleaning, Holden's gonna reach out and put a very shaky hand on Daxton's shoulder. I think it's the first time maybe that Daxton may have ever seen Holden's hand shake. He reaches in his jacket and pulls out a pipe and a pouch of tobacco. It's Pappy Williams' pipe. Pack my pipe for me, son.
And he will.
All the while, Holden is twitchy, and you can see the bones trying to settle in just the right places, but they just don't want to fit. Once the pipe is packed and lit, Holden will smoke while they leave.
Now, Holden. So what's going on? Are you actually using the pipe for the intent it was made for.
Yes.
Take 1 might damage. And that white in Holden's hair slowly starts to fade back to that dark color. And you feel more like yourself, Holden.
Did y'all get your phone calls taken care of?
I didn't, but it's okay. It's okay. I think
Make your call. That's what we came to town for.
And I think there's still that like spooked look in Millie's eyes as she's looking at Holden. Honestly, for the first time in such a way. And she's gonna look to the others and then just
Don't
quietly
worry.
make her way downstairs.
I don't bite.
Yeah, she's really walking as fast as she can now downstairs.
And you kind of just make your way into the parlor room. Celia looks up. Mildred, is everything okay? You look like you've seen a ghost, sweetheart.
I'll be...
Samuel
be-
didn't bug you, did he? I told him the rules when he showed up.
Please, I just need to use the phone.
Oh, all right. Do we need the doc? Because he's out.
I'll be okay. I'll be okay. And she's gonna just hurry into the parlor where the phone is. She is not, however, going to grab the phone. She's
Okay.
gonna grab the book. And she's going to open the book. And she's going to place her own blood on the paper. And she's going to say, take this memory away from me. And she's going to start writing in the book. Her
Nothing,
seeing
Millie.
nothing. Nothing.
You write the story of what you just saw. Memorialized forever on paper. For only your eyes to see.
This can't be real. None of this can be real. It didn't happen in so fast. What the?
Upstairs. You still have this gentleman just watching you?
Fuck is this guy?
Stranger, as far as I know.
What's your
Right
name, friend?
here. Samuel.
Where you from?
I came down from Pennsylvania. Are you sure you're all right?
We mind our own around these parts.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Well, then y'all close the door.
Sure. All right then. Nice to meet you all.
Wish I could say the same.
And he closes the door.
Fucking assholes from Pennsylvania.
Probably gonna be more of them.
Yeah, coming down working a fucking railroad. Making a pain in the ass for my fucking survey teams. God damn it.
I look at David. What's the vibe? How you looking right now?
Not great. Yeah, not great. Probably more so just concerned with Holden. Help him where he can.
Hold hands still on your shoulder shaking as it slowly starts to stop and go back to being steady. As the smoke fills the air, you all make your way downstairs, or?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think actually,
think-
as Holden starts to feel a little better, and they get to the bottom of the stairs, Holden will turn. You were supposed to take Tilly on a walk last night.
ended up not. She left with Jared. You think?
She's made of sterner stuff. But the post office is just across the street if you want to go check on her.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Daxton, you minding Natty here?
Yeah, of course.
Good. Ramona and I'll wait for Mildred.
She casts a look at Ramona. Ramona has always been somebody who is like, I think a lot of people would think that she is standoffish and even maybe bitchy. But I think that, like, for Natty, Ramona is rock steady. You know, like, things can be popping off and she pretty much remains a constant. And so she looks at her, gives her a quick sort of glance, just to make sure that she is indeed rock steady. Then we'll say, we're gonna have to help Millie. She's, shit like this scares her, you know?
Yeah, I'll help her. I think throughout all this, Ramona, like she said earlier, she doesn't pretend to understand half the shit that Nanny talked about and did. But she respected it. Because that was Nanny. And throughout all her ire, she respects Holden. And she knows how to keep a secret.
With that, she'll just kind of nod at Daxton. And casts a lingering look on Holden, almost like she wants to say something. She stops herself. Echoing in her head is his voice saying that he's not going to make it past 40. And I think that's the first seed of real fear that hits her. And then she walks away. We'll see if Tilly's okay.
You and David go out of the boarding house right next door to the post office. And Dylan's standing behind the counter.
Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Natty. Daxton. Sorry, David. I heard you at your nanny's funeral on the wake. Did you bring Tilly back? Figured she stayed at your place last night.
Never came back.
What?
She left. She left with Jared. He was supposed to walk her back.
We told Mimi she was with you. But
Well, she ain't.
She wasn't. Oh God. All right.
Nobody stuck around last night.
Excuse me. I gotta go. I gotta go. If you,
Yeah, of course.
I gotta lock up.
Yeah, you go ahead. Oh shit! And she just like exits the post office, but there is like a real fear, and her eyes immediately go to the road and the woods that sort of surround. It's almost like she's trying to push her senses outward to see if she can see Tilly. Mm-hmm.
Holden, Beverly, you're standing outside the parlor room where the door's closed. And Cecilia's like, can I get you something to eat, Holden? You look a little pale there. Or some coffee? I just made a fresh pot.
No thanks, I just ate. But A cup of coffee sounds fine.
Would you like one, Beverly?
That
On
sounds
house.
lovely. That sounds lovely.
It's not anything fancy, so
That's fine.
remember that. And she goes to get you some coffee while you wait.
Beverly doesn't say anything to Holden, but but that's the thing, she doesn't say anything. She doesn't make a fuss. She doesn't cast any wayward glances. But she's picking at her cuticles again. Before kind of taking a breath and pressing her ear to the door and seeing if Millie's on the phone.
You remember Nanny used to wrap your fingers in cotton?
Yeah, I remember that.
Don't make me get out the cotton roll again. Quit picking.
Yes, sir.
Doubt they'll look kindly on that sort of thing on a movie set. Picked up cuticles.
Yeah. No, they would not. She'll knock on the door. Millie?
Yeah.
May I come in?
Sure.
And I'll open the door and slip in.
Book's still open.
There's a blank
She's-
book sitting on the table.
Shaking, kind of like holding it. Her, I think at this point her thumb is like covered in blood because of the amount of times that she's popped open that specific cut to open it today.
Blood
Um,
all over the pages then. It doesn't absorb it, doesn't do anything.
I know you're not okay, but are you okay? Looking at the book.
This is a lot to explain. I'm sorry. This must look a sight. And she's gonna quickly shut the book, make sure to fasten the lock, and then clutch it to her. She's like, "Sorry, I haven't made my call yet. I cut myself a little bit on this."
Millie's just sitting there stumbling over words as she tries to kind of just, everything's fine. We're fine here. We're all good. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
I was gonna ask for if I could roll some sort of insight, but I feel like I can.
No,
You would know. You lived with me before.
Yeah. So
Now, Natty, do you have anything?
Okay, so here's the thing. I have see the unseen, but then I also have searching. I just don't know if the searching thing is something where I have to like physically go out and start like looking
It
through.
would be physically going out. Yep.
Okay.
But it's
so this
okay,
is more
Natty.
like
Because as you're
okay.
standing there going, I just want to feel where Tilly's at. You feel something brush up against the wards. So faint.
Like she does something very bizarre to other people. Maybe not to her cousins, but she drops to the floor and digs her fingers into the earth. And she's trying to identify if this is Rhett.
Just something that's brushing. But
She
you can
stands
feel
up
it
and
as
she's
you touch the earth. There's something at the house.
yeah. She says, "You gotta go home," and she takes off down the road, like lifts up the skirts of her dress and just starts booking it back towards home.
David, Natty just took off as Dylan's got the key in the door, locking it. Celia does come back with your coffee, Holden.
Thank you, Miss Celia.
Well, thank you, Mr. Holden.
It's Mr. Connor now. Nanny's dead.
You were always a Connor.
Yeah, but I'm Mr. Connor now.
I mean, you've been the oldest since we were kids. Like, Holden.
Lindy was the oldest.
Yeah, but she was Ms. Connor.
She also scared the britches off you. I appreciate it, but if you wouldn't mind telling my cousins we gotta
You see that running right past the windows is Natty.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up to the wild one. Will you tell the other two that we need to hot step?
Sure, Holden.
Sit down the untouched coffee on the counter and take off out the door after Natty.
In the room, Beverly is just gonna shake her head at the sight of the book and just like, okay, and then look straight on at Millie and say, "Now, Mildred, you know, I always kept to what Nanny said, right? The stories and her chores." She has a knowing look of what the chores were.
Yeah.
I know that you were so fascinated with them, but they also gave you a little fright.
I didn't expect all of it to actually. I knew some of it had to be real, considering everything, part of me had hoped to, but I'd never, and the things we've seen in the past, not being here, and then Holden.
Hey, I need you to take a deep breath.
It is as you're breathing in that there's a sharp knock on the door.
Oh my god. And she'll turn around and open the door. Yes.
Holden just left and told me to tell you that he's chasing after, I assume it's Natty.
I see. Millie, we need to go home.
Yes. Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia. You've been a delight.
Of course. I would say anytime, but
Yep, understand.
Millie will look to the phone, realize that she didn't actually get a chance to call Jubilee, and she'll be fine.
David, what did you do? As Natty took off, Holden steps out the door.
I think David's probably just a bit stun-locked, honestly. I don't know that he knows where to go.
You were
Situation.
so calm and collected. Everything was a step-by-step plan. There was no emotion to it. It was, here's the plan, we execute the plan. Now you're feeling it all at once. David, everything, all the time. I don't know if you miss that hollowness or not.
I think the simplicity of it was appealing. At the very least.
As you watch Natty running, because she always ran so fast. You once again see Holden come out. Holden, you take a look up and down the road. And, yep, there's Natty, running again.
Well, if there was anything the war taught Holden, it's how to run faster than anybody fucking else, because you didn't have to be the fastest guy. You just had to be faster than the slowest guy. So he's gonna try and head Natty off and keep up.
As you step out, you see David standing there just kind of, David's not here right now, and Holden running You see someone much further up the road. It's probably Natty.
I think. Go on.
She'll look to the two people running. She'll look to David. Let out a sigh, remembering how she always had to wrangle the cats. And she'll walk over to David and say, "Hey, gotta go home now."
Yeah.
Well, come on now. And she'll start walking briskly.
As the three of you walk briskly, takes a while. Natty, you see the property first. See Harry standing at the edge of the property line, and two figures.
She fucking runs onto the property line, goes towards Harry. Are these two figures like in front of her, or are they kind of near Harry?
So as you get closer, you see a gentleman who is kneeling down with Tilly. Tilly is seated on the ground. And he seems to be talking with her. You see Harry standing right beside them. And he's just kind of watching the gentleman, sticking his nose out. And you see you're too far away for the time being to see him kind of look up. And you see that he's kind of talking to Harry. Now, Holden, I know how fast you are, so you're right on Natty's heels. Especially with what you got going on right now. And as the gentleman sees you approach, he stands up. He kind of brushes off his nice brown suit, takes off his hat, waits for you to get closer, and kind of just offers a hand to Tilly. And she just kind of waves him off.
My eyes are on Tilly. What does she look like?
She looks very pale and a little shaken. She seems really confused as she kind of looks up at you and then Holden. And as you approach this gentleman, well, hey there. Seems you lost someone. Found her wandering. Oh, pleasure to meet you. My name is JT Fields.
She is so hesitant. She doesn't reach out. She just steps closer.
Nanny told me about you, Mr. Fields.
Oh man, I haven't seen you since you were knee-high to a grasshopper, kid. You look like you've been doing. Oh, you look like you've been doing better.
Something you need here, Mr. Fields?
Oh, I just came to pay my respects. And also see your cousin,
I don't think you,
roaming around?
I don't think you got any business with her.
I assure you I do, but Harry here was just catching me up on all the gossip.
Yeah, sure.
How do you know Mona?
Why don't you take Tilly inside, Nettie?
And Tilly is just... You see Tilly is... She's wearing the same clothes she left in. And she's looking up at the sky. Looking at JT Fields. And looking at you two.
Yeah, why don't you take Tilly inside?
No, I just left. I just left.
You sure did.
Come on, Tilly. Come on. And she's going to
Daddy,
go
what is
up to
going
her.
on?
I don't know yet. And she wraps her hands kind of around her hands to help her up. She's going to use her see unseen in this moment. See if Tilly is Tilly.
Spend me your XP.
Yeah. Okay. I believe so. See unseen is enabler. I don't spend anything.
It just happens. For your sage gift.
Oh, got you.
Yep,
Okay.
it's an XP to use them. Because we remembered that.
Got you.
Because we messed it up last
That's
time.
right.
Yeah, I caught me,
That's
so
right.
you don't have to.
Yes.
Um,
Amazing.
and as you look at Tilly, Tilly is Tilly, but she's surrounded in that weird tangle of that dark green. And as you look at Mr. Fields, he lights up. He's got that same sparkle, but 1,000 times brighter that Ramona had.
Immediately squints at this man, and the look she gives Holden is like, I don't think she needs to do this, but it's just instinct to be like, don't let this man anywhere near Ramona. But gives him that warning glance, and she'll gently lead Tilly back onto the property.
No, I just left. It's daytime now. What is going
know.
on, Natty?
I don't know. I think you must have gotten lost or something in the woods.
Jared and I were walking, and then we went down this little path because he thought he dropped something, and then he was gone, and then I came out, and that man was there saying that I got too far gone in the woods.
Just disappeared. You didn't see what happened to Jared?
Bitch left me in the woods.
Right.
I'm gonna tan his hide the moment I see him.
Well, don't worry. Holden took care of that.
Good.
Why don't we just go in and have a drink? We'll have a drink.
Yeah. And you go inside.
Yeah.
As the 3 other brisk walkers come to the edge of the property, you can see up in the distance Holden and somebody. But for a moment, we're here with Holden.
Mr. Fields, I have to warn you. Nanny spoke enough about you that I'm fine with you paying your respects, but if you can't cross that line uninvited, then we're gonna have a problem.
Oh, your nanny and I just had a misunderstanding back in the day.
Well then, you'll have to go where my nanny is to resolve that. And I can get you an express ticket there, but I don't think that's how either of us want to go. I like you, Mr. Fields. I like your smile. It reminds me of a well-oiled gun, which is probably just as deadly.
I mean, yours is a little sharp there too, kid, but...
Yeah. So what do you need from Ramona?
Oh, we just have a arrangement we need to settle.
She agreed to this business?
I think that's between me and Ramona.
I think I'm the one standing here right now with the questions, and you should probably answer it.
And I stick to my original statement, kid. If she wants to talk about it, she is more than happy to.
Can I roll threats?
Absolutely.
This will be might pool based, and I will spend 2 to lower the difficulty. It's a 15. And Holden will lean in and say, I just got done tearing apart one of them things from the dark in my teeth, JT Fields. I don't want to add you to my list. And I've killed men more daring and more charming than you.
Don't doubt that. I really don't. I'm just here to have a conversation, and then I'm gonna go. You don't have to worry about it. I ain't asking nothing more than what's owed to me.
When she asks
He
you to
seems
leave,
completely unfazed.
when she asks you to leave, you leave, regardless of if your business is concluded. For that's the gentlemanly thing to do, isn't that?
Nothing, if not a gentleman, Holden.
And I'll be sitting right there on that porch making sure you keep true to that.
You might want to get some of yourself out of your teeth.
Nah, I'm gonna leave it there. I like
Your
the cut
granny
of
would
your-
be proud.
I like the cut of your jib, you old fuck.
Looking a lot better now, if I do say so myself, than the last time I saw you. But you were far too young to probably remember that.
No. Nah, for all your charm, couldn't even get a kid to remember you. That's funny. Holden will just smoke on his pipe and walk up to the porch and sit down in the rocking chair and wait for the others.
You walk up the lane. And Harry's standing there, just... He's not mean-mugging this gentleman. He's just watching him. And he seems disappointed. His ears to the side. David. Millie. Beverly. You see this man none of you have ever seen before.
Oh, and hello?
Well, hey there. Oh man, you guys have gotten so big. Time sure does fly.
I'm sorry, I have no recollection of who you might be.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that, none. Once again, condolences for Belinda. She was something. There ain't many of us out there like that. Ain't gonna say hi to your friend? I mean, I have changed a little bit since we last met Ramona, but
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
now the gentleman stands before you. Once again, I said he's in that nice brown suit. He's probably middle-aged, maybe? And as he talks and says, "Oh, all that fame got in your head, you can't remember your good friend Jack?" And the Jack you met was older, sickly. Doesn't look anything like this man. But there's something in you, Beverly, that recognizes this is the same individual who you met at this exact spot all those years ago. As he tells you, "I just think it's time we settle those books of ours."
I think Beverly remembers the dream.
And it's that same gentleman.
And her heart drops into her stomach. And as she thinks she's still cool as a cucumber, but she's white as a ghost when she says, y'all go inside. I'll take care of this.
And as you say that, he goes, "No, that's all right. Let's go have a drink." And he steps over the ward, patting Harry as he walks. And that is where we're going to end this session of our Family Tithes. Thank you all so much for joining us.